I see you. All right, let me just add you in. Let's see here. You may have to do a request. There you go. I see you. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Thinking of Art call series. And there you are.
All right, excellent.
Hey, Korbin, how are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm really well. Great to see you.
Good to see you.
I like your background.
Oh, thank you. It's a little painting I did. It's you know the Wham song "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go."
Yeah.
So it's that, and I painted it on a black bed sheet.
Oh,
So
amazing.
like "Wake Me Up Before You Go." So yeah, I dabble in a little bit of painting. So
No, I like it. I'm so excited to do this call. I was looking over the site last night and checking out some more of your images. And I mean, I love your work so much. I'm excited to do this
thank you.
IG Live with you today.
I am
Just a
too.
little background before we get started. This is a Thinking of Art call series. It's something that I started during COVID in 2020, and it was really to highlight artists, creatives, whether they be an interior designer or a gallerist or an auction house person or colleagues that I've worked with before. And now we're on episode 56. We have Korbin Bielski, who's a professional fine art photographer. Do a little intro with you.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles, his style and creativity continue to evolve, as does he. He grew up in Detroit. He was very involved in the arts his entire life. His parents nurtured his love of photography and bought him his first SLR camera, Minolta X700, when he was, which he still has to this day.
Yeah.
He attended film school in Florida. He moved to LA in the late 90s to pursue a career in film production. There's so much I could tell you about him. In your bio, I'm reading it, but first, before we get started, if you go to artstager.shop or artstager.com, it'll take you there. And you go on the site and actually look at some of Korbin's photography. I want you to ask some questions if you have them. But in the meantime, tell us a little bit about how you got started and some of your most inspiring works today.
Yeah, well, so like you said, as a child, teenager, young in Michigan, growing up in Michigan, I just dabbled. I grabbed my mom's Kodak Instamatic camera and used to take pictures around town. And my dad kind of saw that I was into it, so he's the one that bought me that camera, which is shocking because it was expensive, and my father doesn't really he doesn't shell out money for just anything. So he saw something in me, which I appreciated. And it was a hobby of mine my whole life. And then in 2010, I was working for a company, a skincare company, and after the recession, it just didn't bounce back, and we kind of closed the doors. It was kind of a tumultuous time, and I was like, man, I just need to work for myself. I need to just turn my love of photography into a career, and that's what I did. So, officially, I'd say probably around 2011, it was, a full-time thing. And I started off, and I didn't know what to do or how to run a business or how to be a photographer or any of that. So my first job was actually with Airbnb, shooting short-term rentals and making money that way. And that kind of turned into real estate and blah, blah, blah. So yeah. And then the past few years, I've decided I want to sell my art. I want to, sell my prints. And that's the goal.
The work, I mean, I've seen your work for a long time and been following you for a long time, but the way that you capture the images, whether it be nature or people or whatever, it really moves me. And I mean, some that really stick out to me are the ones you shot in Joshua Tree. I mean, I love the desert and I love the contrast between the city and the desert, but you talk about that series?
Yeah, so I just did that. I haven't been to Joshua Tree since the early 2000s. That's the only memory I had of it. So it's like, I need to get back there. I want to do a series. I love the Joshua Tree, the landscape and desert, as you just said. And when I was out there, it was just, it's still kind of COVID times, so there was not a lot of people. It's also 115 degrees. It may have even been up to like 118. So it was hot. But it was just so listen, we've all had a lot of time by ourselves, but it was nice to be out of my surroundings and somewhere
Hmm.
different and somewhere so beautiful. So I don't know, it was just, for me, it was magical. And I remember I have my favorite picture is a Joshua tree that I took. And for some strange reason, I was just drawn to this tree. And I kind of got out of the car, I was walking through and I just found this tree. And I just thought it was so beautiful. And I actually touched it. Never touched a Joshua tree before. They're very prickly and hard, and the bark is
Very
really
prickly, yeah.
sharp. And I just had this connection to the tree. So I have that image,
Yeah.
and I have that frame next to my bed. And funny enough, I named it Standing Strong because it
Oh,
is just
wow.
this
Yeah.
one
That's
image,
my
one
favorite one.
tree. Yeah.
I,
And
I didn't know this story. I
yeah,
really connected with that too.
I know, for
Something
some
about
strange
it.
reason. And I found it funny that I named it Standing Strong. And I had such a connection because it's kind of representation of who I am and where I am in my life right now, kind of
Hmm.
all the things I've been through, as many people have, and I'm still
Yeah.
here, you know. So
Yeah.
it's
Sure.
just for me, it's a great photo. It means something to me. So
No, it's
yeah,
great. I mean,
yeah,
the texture, I mean, for those of you that are either new to fine art or learning, and this is an educational series as well, why we're having this conversation. But I mean, art, photographers like Ansel Adams are some of the most well-known
yeah.
nature black and white photographers that may have heard of for those watching. But the lighting and just the angle and the time of day makes such a difference,
Yes,
right?
for
So
sure.
so when you shot that one, were you there for hours, or how
Yeah,
did you have
well,
that specific image?
so this was the last day. So I had already been there for 2 days.
Hmm.
And this is, I think it was the last evening. I did another shoot, which we can maybe talk about in a minute, but that was out at Box Canyon by the Salton Sea, which is near there. Came back. I'm like, I need one more day, one more, moment in Joshua Tree. So I came back, drove through, and so this is later in the day, sun kind of coming down, creating shadows. So where I was, obviously the sun was shining right on the tree. I don't think there's a shadow in the image. And it was just a perfect time of day. And it was so quiet, hot. Like I said, it was probably 1:15 at that time. And it didn't bother me one bit. I don't think I was barely sweating, I
Hmm.
mean, everything just kind of clicked. It was a great, fun time, you know?
Amazing.
So, yeah,
Well,
so for that, I wanted to make sure, it was in direct light because I do have other shots that I purposely shot with the sun behind it. So it's more of a tree it's not, it's just the
almost it
definition,
would be
more of a
shaded
shadow.
then, right? It would
Correct.
be shadowed then, yeah.
Yeah. So it's more of a black shadow of a tree instead of
Right.
seeing the actual details from it being illuminated. So, but so yeah. And it was a great time of the day to shoot, and it kind of worked out.
Well,
Yeah.
especially for all that we've been through because of COVID and all
Yeah.
of the changes and changes in humanity and the way we're
Mhm.
all living, I thought that was a really nice symbol of kind of capturing who you are like as a person and how
Yeah.
strong you've been through all of this too, which I really admire. But shifting gears a bit, I want to talk
Hmm.
about the architectural eye that you have for the Hollywood shots to the Palm Beach arches. There's so many
Yeah.
really interesting ones. So, did you always have a love of architecture as a kid?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I actually wanted to be an architect. There was a little too much math involved for me, so
Yeah,
I was like,
same.
maybe not.
Yeah,
Maybe not
that
my
math
strong
was not
suit.
my. I mean, I was decent in math, but it wasn't my
Yeah,
favorite
don't love
subject for
it.
sure.
I don't love it.
Yeah,
So, but architecture, I do. I always
yeah.
have. I love actually I love all types of homes, but I love a modern home, clean
Hmm.
lines. Very. I love glass and nature. Or there's a
Hmm.
great house in Palm Springs where the glass actually it's hits the rock and the glass is etched out around the rock. I just find that so fascinating. So
Hmm.
for me, yeah, and I just love lines and I love organization. And I mean, I used to put my soup cans and boxes in my cabinets to all line up, and everything had to be just
That could be
angled. So
OCD as well.
well, it's a little OCD, absolutely, without a doubt.
Not a
But
bad
for
thing.
yeah, but so for me, I like lines. I like clean lines, and
Yeah.
so for architecture. which funny enough, I went into shooting, it just made sense for me. And I love interior design as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's something I think that comes with just being creative and artistic. And yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And I mean, so you guys check out, his images online, either on the Artstager shop or on Korbin's website as well. And thank you again for, working with me to have a select group of images on the site, because
yeah,
I think it's a really great opportunity for people to have work that is also more affordable. So I
right.
like that you offer some open edition starting around
Hmm.
$250, and then the prices increase obviously for the limited edition work. So I really
Yeah,
respect you for offering that different price point and
yeah,
give everybody an opportunity to acquire your work.
sure, sure. I think everybody should be able to, have a piece of art, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, yeah,
absolutely.
but I'm excited to be part of ArtStager as well.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm excited to grow it, and it's still new, but I'm, really being selective with who's a part of it, and then everything under is on the site under $10,000, so it's
yeah,
wanted to make it more affordable.
yeah.
So can we go talk about the nature of photography? Because I
Hmm.
love like your ocean shots, and a lot of
Yeah,
people shoot waves and
yeah,
water and whatever, but
yeah.
talk about that series and your inspiration for doing that.
Well, so for me, I have a love for Los Angeles and California. I've lived here since I was like 8 years old.
Mhm,
Growing up watching TV, everything was shot here, and saw
mhm.
blue skies and palm trees and movie stars. It's like I
Yeah,
want to be part of that. And
sure.
so, after college, film school, I did move here, and it was a dream of mine. It was incredible, and it still kind of is. It's crazy to say, but after that many years, it is. Um, so for me, I'd like to put a bit of that love and uh, fantasy into every.
Hmm. Oh,
So I try to do it a little
yeah.
bit different.
You
Like
cut out for.
the yeah, sorry, someone was trying to call me.
It's
Bad time.
okay. You're pop.
Uh, yeah. So the most recent ones I did, I shot at Seal Beach,
Okay.
and I purposely picked a day that was really cloudy
Uh-huh.
because I like a little bit of mood in my photos. I think I might be
Yeah.
a little moody. If you look at my work, you'll see that. But so it was kind of misty and cloudy, and I just got it from an angle. And because it's not that bright, beautiful sun, you get a different color and texture to it. So
Hmm.
for me, I just love that. I want to kind of have a little bit of mood and mystery to it. And so yeah, so just the love of LA is what kind of drives me to
Inspired
shoot
it.
more. Yeah, I mean, I was in Malibu last week shooting something. Went to a beach
What's your favorite beach in Malibu to shoot?
of rocks going to the ocean, and there's like these rocks that kind of met. You can kind of see through them. Like, what? I mean, where
Is
am I right
that
now?
like is that like Broad Beach? Sorry, you were cutting out a little bit.
It's in Malibu, and gosh, I forget the name of it. It's not far from Matador Beach.
Okay.
Um,
Where all the rocks are and stuff, so it's
yeah,
further
yeah, and I
north.
think it's a bit north of Matador.
Right.
Um, but I pulled over, saw a bunch of cars. I'm like, well, what's going on here? So I went, and it was great. I mean, it's beautiful. And there's some woman up there on a cliff, and she brought her easel and she was painting. I was like, this is so cool. I
It's
love
really
it.
cool up there. I love
Yeah,
Malibu. It's just so
it's
far. It's
beautiful.
so isolated up there,
Yeah,
but I love going up there as well.
yeah, it's
Um,
beautiful, peaceful.
what do you have coming up that you really are focusing on right now, or that you can share something new?
Yeah, well, I will always shoot California beaches and landscaping because I love it, but I'm kind of going in a more direction to kind of incorporate people and
Hmm.
concepts. So
Hmm.
I have a concept on it's actually on my website called American Primitive, which is a comment on social media and
Okay.
kind of, I mean, it's kind of about the influencer, to be honest. If I have a whole artist brief on it. But it's essentially it's a naked girl wearing a mask, and the mask is something I made. I purchased it, but I had to actually make it. And it's a polygonal mask, and so it looks very digital.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
she's completely nude, and she's in a nature shot. So everything is organic, new, very earthy. The only
Okay.
man-made product is this digital mask, which kind of represents the digital age we live in and social media, and how some
Amazing.
people will kind of hide behind a mask,
Yeah,
and
we
their
do.
fabulous. Yeah, I mean, everyone does it on social media. Some people a little more than others with their fabulous
Yeah.
life and that. And I know enough influencers to know that's not really their life.
Well, there's all these
But
filters and everything now where everybody can just look perfect and flawless all the time. I'm like,
yeah,
that's not reality.
it's not. It's not. And that car, that Ferrari in front of us might be rented. So,
Yeah,
I think everybody puts up a little bit of a mask. And so
totally.
that's kind of
So that's
the.
that series. When are we going to see some images from that
Well,
series?
that's out. That's on my site. And
Okay.
so, yeah. And I have one sitting right here. I don't know if
So
you'll be able
show
to
us.
see it
Thank you, Mark, for joining.
because of the
I think some
light.
friends just popped in. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow.
But so this one was
Stunning.
actually
Where was that shot?
in
Was
the
that
zoo.
okay?
Griffith Park Zoo, and the concept behind those particular images is kind of like, social media is like being in a zoo. Like you're this animal, and people are out there just kind of looking at you,
Yeah,
gawking at you, and you don't even know. I mean, they're,
completely.
so that's just the world we live in. It's kind of strange,
Yeah.
but so
I
that
like
and
the
then
people that view everything and never like anything.
right, right,
Those people are amazing. I
yeah.
love it.
I know. It's like be part of it. Like,
I'm guilty of doing it anyway, so
I think
we all do
everybody
it.
is. I think
Yeah.
everybody is. But anyway, so that's a more conceptual shoot I'm doing, and I did a few more out when I was in Joshua Tree. Went to Box Canyon, which is this incredible.
Amazing.
I mean,
So
just
show
beautiful
us.
canyon.
No, as you're talking, can you show us? Can you flip the camera and show us some of your work?
Well, that I don't have printed yet. This is actually the only one from that series that I have printed. It's the
Okay.
smaller.
So gorgeous.
The other ones are on my site or my Instagram, but yeah, I don't have those printed.
What else do
I
you have that you can show
Well,
us?
I do have my on duty, which is a lifeguard stand, which everybody
Ooh, I
loves this
love that.
image.
Hi,
Um,
Grayson.
yeah,
Grayson's
I
on.
can pick the phone up. Let's see here.
Yeah, pick the phone up and then
I
flip the
don't
camera
want to mess
to see
up
some
the
of your
whole.
beautiful photography.
So let's see here. Let's turn this around. So
Perfect.
this is,
Love that shot. I use that as
yeah.
the placeholder for our call today.
Oh yeah, right. So
Yeah, I
this
love
is
that. So tell us
uh,
about that.
this was shot 2020 during the pandemic. How to get out? Went to Malibu. I figured it'd be safe, um, and I just went and shot a bunch of beach shots. And this is number 0, as you can see. So it's the
Yeah,
very first one, very North Malibu. You can see. Sorry, there's going to get a big glare here, but you can
yeah,
see there's
so
a
pretty.
guy in there. And funny enough, right here is a bottle of sanitizer. So you can see
Amazing.
that was done during a pandemic, which is kind of
Yeah,
funny.
I wonder if
But
it's
it's
still
kind
in.
of, yeah, but this is a really vintage old lifeguard stand, so I just loved it. And I loved the fact that it was,
Yeah,
numbered 0, which is
it's
one of the
great.
first ones. And then
So,
this,
oh, go ahead.
well, since I pulled it off my bedroom wall, I'll show you. But this is the standing strong piece.
This
Sorry,
is the
this
Joshua
glare is
Tree piece
bad.
that if you guys
Yeah.
that just joined missed him talking about it, we talked about his photographs from Joshua Tree and how he was inspired and it's called Standing Strong. I love this piece. It's one of my
Oh,
favorite
thank you.
shots of your Joshua Tree series.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, and I mean, I've got a little wall gallery. I pulled some of these down to show you. This is the famous, dive bar on Hollywood Boulevard, Frolic Room,
Oh
which is
yeah,
obviously right above my bar cart. But
perfect placement. Love it.
this everyone loves the Beverly Hills Hotel, and it's
Oh,
my
gorgeous.
friend's
Yeah.
vintage T-Bird. We pulled up. She's like, "We're gonna be fine. I've been here. We've taken pictures, and as soon as I get out, there's a megaphone that goes, "No pictures in the driveway," and he's screaming. And I go, "Mary, I've
Oh
got
my
to get
God.
this
Yeah, they're
photo."
really strict. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah,
Well,
they
so
have.
she goes, "Just get out and do it." So I ran out and I took one shot, and this is it. And I'm sure they're not happy about me having it, but I have it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just I have a few more photos. This I love because I love the color. Unfortunately,
Oh
the frame
wow.
kind of buckled the
Hmm.
photo a bit, but this is actually up the street from my house.
Oh
Um,
wow.
I don't
Okay.
know what it is. I don't know if it's not quite a strip club. I'm not sure. But I always find it to
What's
be.
the symbol on top of it?
It's a
Fun.
woman with devil ears. So
Oh wow. Oh cool. All right.
yeah, and I don't know. I like the colors, and I just thought it was an
Well,
interesting
I like the
pop art.
variety. So you have the really
Hmm.
the academic, architectural, like the very strong images, and you have the more whimsical shots too. So
Yeah,
you have great variety for people.
yeah. That's what I try to do. I shoot what I like, essentially. And things that interest me. And this, like I said, Frolic Room is an institution here. It's been here forever. It's right next to the Pantages,
Thank you,
and
Hisham. Sorry, I have
so
friends
yeah,
comments
yeah, yeah,
here.
yeah. So anyway, yeah. And I think as far as prints, that's really all I have,
Okay.
unfortunately.
So I'm trying to think what else we can talk about architecturally. So you're down in Palm Beach. So I like the shot
Yeah,
of the archway in
yeah,
Palm Beach. For those of you that have been there, you'd recognize it. But
yeah.
do you travel a lot? And
Well,
where are you traveling next to kind of shoot? I know you
I
shoot a lot here in LA, but
yes. To speak of the Palm Beach, I lived in Palm Beach Gardens, which is right by, that's actually on the island of Palm Beach, and
mhm.
probably shot in the 90s on film. And I used to love going there. It's just, I don't know if you've been to Worth Avenue, but it's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
of
really,
course,
yeah.
many times.
Yeah. So you're familiar with it. So
Yeah,
that's where that was
and
shot. As far as traveling, I had a trip to Mykonos planned in September, which we canceled because of COVID. Um, so they were kind of
okay. All right, you have people
so
calling you and
Mykonos,
calling.
I ended up canceling that. What is
Wait, you there? Cutting out a little bit. Sorry, guys. I think he's getting a phone call. So every time he gets a phone call, it kind of like flips out. Korbin, what's going on, guys? Sorry. He's having a little feed issue. So, Mark Zaffron, great to see you. Oh, shoot. He's probably going to pop back in a second. He call dropped him. Hang on, guys. All right. See if we can get him back in. This is beauty of technology. Okay. There you go. You back in?
all right?
There.
Yeah, got it.
All right. We
Yeah, I
lost
don't
you
know
for
what
a
happened.
sec.
It was no, I actually wasn't getting a call. It was just I don't know what's happening. But
It froze.
anyway,
Yeah. Are you on Wi-Fi or cellular?
I no Wi-Fi, and it's usually pretty good. So I don't
Okay.
know why it's skipping out on me.
No
Figures,
worries.
right? Figures.
It's
It
just
would happen
Instagram.
now.
I did one of these a week or so ago, and it was the day that Instagram went down. I
Oh,
mean, actually, it
yeah.
was the second time it went down. So remember, it went down for like 6 hours, and then 2 or 3 days later, it went down again. And I was in the middle of doing one, and this happened. So
Oh gosh. Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. It's
but
technology, right?
we've covered so much. I feel like what people need to do now is just either go to the artstager shop and see the works there. The works, like I mentioned, start at $250 and go up from there. And then Korbin has even more variety on his site. So I feel like with that,
Yeah.
we've covered a lot of ground. But what I'd like to do is in a future one is when you have a new series that you want to announce, maybe we can do a call to kind of highlight that more and give people,
Yeah, I would love to.
first opportunity to buy some of your work. Hi, Debbie.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to.
Okay.
I've got a few
Okay.
ideas coming. I have a whole list on my Evernote of shoots I want to do. So larger production, so it's definitely a lot more involved. But I'm trying to,
Yeah,
check them off and get them done. So yeah,
amazing.
so I'm excited. And then always the landscape ones I'm adding all the time.
Okay.
Whenever I feel the need, I need to get out and shoot something, shoot some nature. I do, so that happens quite a bit. So I'm
What
always adding new stuff.
What about, so hi Debbie, so good to, thank you for joining. If you have a question, definitely pop it up here. So Debbie, for example, has an amazing eye and she loves Bermuda and she loves the water. Have you ever shot any works in Bermuda or any works that you might be able to share with her in particular?
Not at this time, unfortunately. That's the plan is to get out now that COVID's kind of somewhat in the background.
Hmm.
I feel like I can get out and shoot. I
Okay.
definitely want to hit up Hawaii. Like I said, I don't know if we cut out or not, but I had a trip to Mykonos to Greece coming up in last September, and we canceled. So that would have been a great
Have you
bringing
shot in
my
Hawaii? I love Hawaii. I
not
was in Maui in May and I love Hawaii. It's great.
yeah. That's the plan. That's the next step.
Okay,
Hawaii,
good.
Greece, Italy. Obviously, I mean, I need to go there. I just got a new camera, so I'm excited to kind of take that
What
on.
camera did you get?
I got a Nikon D850, which I've been wanting for a while. So did
Amazing.
that. Yeah, so I'm ready to take it out and get some new images. So
Yeah, well,
yeah,
I again just want to encourage everybody to go on artstager.shop, see Korbin's work, take a look at it. There's work starting at $250 and up, for the open editions, and then limited editions are a little bit more expensive. And we can work with you to curate, works based on a particular subject matter or a various location that you're interested in. So I wanted to thank you again for joining the call today. And I look forward to doing this again soon.
yeah. Thanks, Kipton. So exciting to do this.
You're
So yeah,
welcome.
let's
We
do it
try to keep
again.
these right at about 30 minutes. So we're
Yeah,
right at
perfect.
that. So
Sounds good.
thank you again, everybody. And then I'll archive it so you can rewatch it if you missed the earlier part of it, or if you want to share it with friends, that would be great too. And Korbin, you can share it as well
Okay.
with
Yeah, I
anybody that
will.
you know that wants to
Yeah,
see your handsome face
yeah.
and see your
Thanks.
beautiful work. So,
Yeah, I
all right,
appreciate it.
you're welcome. I'll talk to you
All right.
soon.
Thanks.
All right, have a great weekend.